Hello, this is Mrs. Silvagnoli, and this is your PowerPoint on tone. So our first question is, what is tone? And tone is a matter of writing. It's the choice of words and style that reveals an author's attitude towards a topic. So the important thing here to remember is the attitude toward a topic. That's the author's attitude towards a topic. So if we have two ideas, it can be said differently using different words or perhaps a different style, and it would achieve a different tone. For example, once again, the American taxpayers have to foot the bill for those who are too lazy or unmotivated to work. And then we have, once again, American taxpayers are showing their generosity by helping those who are unable to find employment. So if we look at this first one, we see that we have negative diction. So the word choice is rather negative, this unmotivated, lazy, footed the bill. And so our tone is disgusted. They can't stand the idea of having to do this. For the second one, we have that they're showing their generosity. It's much more positive, and this is an appreciative tone. So how to identify tone? You have to look at the diction, again that's the word choice of an author, and look at syntax and style. So if we look at the yellow box, these are some questions to ask yourself. What do the author's choice of words and style of writing reveal about his or her attitude or feeling towards the topic? And what diction does the author use? What are the connotations associated with these words? Again, connotations are the feelings that are associated with a certain word. So for example, you could say, he is so smart. Oh, he is a geek. He is a nerd. He's a whiz. And all those things have a very similar meaning, but different connotations. So let's give this a try. If we look at the gray box, and we have this quote. This is from Anne Frank. And we have, I'm boiling with rage, and yet I mustn't show it. I'd like to stamp my feet, to scream, give mommy a good shaking, cry, and I don't know what else, because of the horrible words, mocking looks, and accusations, which are leveled at me repeatedly every day, and find their mark, like shafts from a tightly strung bow, that are hard to draw from my body. Okay? So if we look at these words, and we ask ourselves these questions, what do the author's choice of words and style of writing reveal about his or her attitude or feeling towards the topic? Well, if we look at some of these words like boiling, horrible, mocking, like shafts, hard to draw from my body, all of these words show that she is obviously upset, that she is hurt. If you think of something that is boiling, okay, this is something that it's like about to flow over in a pot. It's hot. There's anger inside of her. If you think about the horrible mocking looks from someone, again, this is the anger that's directed towards someone, but she can't let it out yet. She uses the simile, accusations which are leveled at me repeatedly every day and find their mark like shafts from a tightly strung bow that are hard to draw from my body. Just imagine these arrows hitting you every day repeatedly. It hurts again and again and again, and you can't stop it. And if you look at the second sentence, this gets into that syntax, okay? The style. The second sentence is one long sentence. And if you have a sentence that is one long sentence, it's like it can't stop. It goes on forever. So if you think of the tone of the passage, and if you look at these words, you look at the syntax, it is obvious that, this particular passage is one of frustration, because there's nothing she can do to stop this anger. Okay? All right, so now you try this one. Read the following passage and tell me the tone. So what I would like you to do is go ahead and pause the video and resume once you think you have a good answer. Okay, so hopefully you came up with the tone. Okay? And so again, if we look at this, you came up with something like awestruck or amazed or perhaps respectful, something along those lines. Okay? And then if you're wondering why or how, again, ask yourself the questions, what diction syntax proves this? Look at the words like abyss. Abyss, it's never ending, it's vast, it's deep. Then we have mysterious, unknown to human beings. It's beyond this world. We can't even comprehend it. We have the negative construction here when we look at syntax. We have no drop, not even, no ever. This idea of nothing can stop it. It has power over everything. It is so amazing. It is so awestruck that you can't even comprehend it. There's so much power over everything. All right, so why is tone important? Tone is important because it shows the author's true feelings and purpose. It makes a connection between the reader and the writer. It helps understand the meaning. So tone is different than mood because mood is the intended feeling the audience experiences when reading a passage. And this is important because sometimes people will ask what the tone is. And again, the tone is the author's attitude. And the mood then is what the author would like the reader to feel. And that's that intended meaning. Okay? So remember that tone should be specific. Otherwise, the reader will miss the full intent of the piece. So don't rely too heavily on general words like good, bad, happy, and sad. Use your tone list and your tone words to figure out what specifically the author is feeling about what he is writing. Okay, so this is practice. And with this practice, put the answers on a separate piece of paper to turn in. So there are 3 questions. And again, with this, your teacher may ask you to turn this in or maybe not. But if they ask you to turn in, just put this on a separate piece of paper. So once again, since this is your practice, make sure that you hit pause, answer question number 1, then hit play and try question number 2. Okay, so once again, go ahead and hit pause and try question number 2. What is the tone of the following passage? How do you know this? Look at the diction and syntax. Make sure you answer both questions. And then go on to number 3. Once you are finished, then hit unpause, hit play, and we will be at the end. So I hope you learned a little more about tone, and this has helped you understand what tone is and how to find it. So I will see you in school. Bye.